Welcome to the Emo Social Club Podcast, broadcasting to you live from emosocialclub.tv. Well, not really, because should I say fuck within the first 5 seconds of the podcast? Because I fucked it all up. I'm Brian.
And I'm Lizzie, and this is my 13th reason, but not because we're talking with Hunter back on the pod.
we brought the reasons back to 12.
Yeah. We're bringing the reasons back down.
No, you can reintroduce yourselves on this podcast, but give maybe 3 of your 13th reasons.
No, Jesus Christ.
Oh God. Yeah, that's depressing.
So, hey,
are we
technology.
Host a podcast like this?
I mean, let's just
podcasts out there. Let's be honest.
You can't get off the rails if you were never on them to start. So
I stand by that.
Honestly, that's facts. Man, speaking, he's fucking just unhinged already, and I fucking love it.
Dude, 5 seconds in. But yeah, I'll let you both introduce yourselves. You are returning. Well, one of you is returning. One of you is brand new. So, Anoma, you got to tell everybody who you are and let people know in the club, that you're finally a member and you're finally joining, and here you are.
Yeah. So what's going on, everyone? I'm Enoma. I'm the guitarist for Hunter. I'm also the founder of the band. And I was going to actually say this. Y'all mentioned something in the first time our band was on here, asking about the goth girls throwing ass bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
all of basically any unhinged nonsense you see from our band online, I am probably the genesis for it.
Hell yeah.
you could remove probably from that statement.
Mike's like, it ain't me.
Yeah. So any chaotic, unhinged, absolute feral nonsense. It's just me, and the band has been kind enough not to take away my phone.
Yet. Well,
yeah.
They're nice.
Yeah. But that is young, though. Anything can happen.
Literally.
We got time. Yeah, we got time.
Yeah.
I'm Mike. I play guitar and keys and sing backing vocals for Hunter. And that's about it. I've known Anoma for 20 something years now. So stoked that we're, making music together.
You're still allowed to have social media privileges so far.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I have it. I just see the messages. I don't.
I saw it.
I monitor the back end.
I saw a tweet earlier today, and it was like, are we all just in agreement that when you have a band Twitter, and this was specifically for band Twitter, it's like whoever is running it is either a feral mess of everyone in the band, or it's one person and everyone just kind of crosses their fingers and hopes for the best.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
Very fair. Yeah.
Yeah. The amount of autonomy that I have for the band, honestly, it's troubling that they let me get away with as much shit as I do.
Hasn't steered us wrong yet.
I mean, yeah.
Well, yeah. Any day now. This whole thing is going to go tits up.
I mean, if Wendy's can do what Wendy's is doing, or any of these weird, brands.
Unhinged, bro. If you just be Duolingo.
Yeah.
Be the owl.
You could be the owl but for music.
Honestly, yeah. That is kind of what I'm going for.
It's probably the goal, yeah.
Yeah, it's just because I keep thinking, I'm like, all right, look, anyone who's going to really fuck with our band is going to take time to actually get to know us, and you need to know that we are damaged goods. If
I'm supposed to fall in love, I want them to know exactly who I am from the start.
Buddy,
from the jump, I don't hide any of this. This is just unmitigated chaos.
Placing the over/under on the number of times the computer gets moved by
the cat.
4, by the cat.
Do it.
He's
9 is.
He's just down. He's just down here begging for attention.
Aw.
And we'll give it to him. He's on the pod.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
we
he's
definitely
on the pod
will.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was right there. That's so brilliant. fuck me.
That's why
awesome.
she's the professional.
And I fell in love with that.
I do think though that I agree with you completely that when you're promoting a band on social media, it really is more about the people that are in it. Banger choruses, obviously, you got to have the music to back it up. You can't just be I say every rule and then I'm like, nah, there's somebody who breaks that rule where it's no, I'm an awesome person and I make the worst music and I'm very popular and I can't name names right now because I can't think of any, but I'm there's somebody out there.
Oh, there's a lot. Yeah.
So, listen, if you know, you know. We just don't want to get intense beef like that.
If I knew a name right now, I would start beef so fucking fast. You have no idea.
Oh my God.
That's my social media strategy. So
honestly, man, I kind of miss the age of bands beefing a little bit. Mm-hmm. We used to get so many fucking good diss tracks, so many. I mean, hell, fucking Brand New and Taking Back Sunday literally made careers off talking shit about each other.
Yep. I think that
people are too fucking nice.
Honestly, there is a sense of people being way too nice, and I also am please be nice. Please always be nice. We love nice people. And
being nice is awesome, but it's that fake niceness that I can't stand. The disingenuous. It's we'll pretend to be friends because it's good business, as opposed to just be no, these are good fucking people.
Just just be cool.
I fucking love them.
Yep.
I mean, that's the thing. It's I always got so burnt out by all of the negativity and everything because everyone was always so jealous and when anybody succeeded they all they did was talk shit and I was yo, we're all in the same game, right? We're all trying to do the same thing, so be stoked for those that make it. Who cares if it was luck? It's all, I mean, there's a shit ton of luck in it always, right? It's the entire industry is 95% luck, and then that other 5% is the talent, but
isn't that
you
so
gotta have the talent
wild
for that 5%, but it's
so fucking wild. I keep thinking about but we're a semi-professional band, but it's weird how much of this shit seems to be just fucking luck. People no one as far as my experience has served me, no one in the industry really knows what they're doing. There's just a bunch of people who know how to interpret data and people who have gut instinct. And then they just kind of hope the shit works out. And they have more hits than they do misses. But it's just wild to me. Everyone, you think about it these people in this building, they know how to cultivate or curate an artist, and they probably fucking don't. They're just running the same playbook that worked for another artist that was kind of similar. Yep. And it's weird. But there are some very talented people, and there are some people that we know that have gotten very lucky, but not only were they lucky, they were also really well prepared for when their moment came.
1,000%. That's the thing. It's it doesn't matter how much of it is luck. If you're not ready for it when the moment comes and you don't have the talent to take advantage of the luck, then it doesn't matter,
Then you fumble the bag.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that is one thing we will never do.
That's the title of the episode. Hunter will never fumble the bag.
Yeah.
Not once. Not once. I care about this shit way too much to do that.
Well, can you even fumble if you are in zero gravity space in a spaceman suit?
That transition took me.
I mean,
that transition came from space.
Yeah, that's literally. I was gonna say that. Yeah, that was kind of out there.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it might be worse to fumble in space, because if you fumble on Earth, you can at least reach down and pick it up. You fumble in space. Just
and it just keeps going away from you. It'll never catch up because of how the
it just
gravity.
keeps going.
You're just
going,
you're just spinning,
Forever.
in space.
Perpetually floating away from you. Yeah, it's worse to fumble a bag in space. You're gonna hear first.
Complimented my transitions by somebody we were interviewing at Riot Fest. All right, I don't want to hear anything anymore.
Did. One time, she's got this big old head about it.
She's gonna write it forever.
You hear what that one guy said? I heard what one guy said. Yep, I heard what one guy told you.
Yeah,
and it was Bowling for Soup.
It was.
It was. Yeah, it was Bowling for Soup. All right, so I have to legally write it.
Oh no,
Yeah,
you absolutely. And I was about to say, like, Mike,
those dudes
actually
are
knows those dudes.
the best. Like
Yeah.
we just my old band shared management with them for a while, and so they took us out on tour a couple times. They're just like, I've never had more fun on a tour than just like sitting in the green room with those dudes before a show. Like they're just talking shit to each other 24/7, constant jokes. Like I don't like it's like they're. I'm not entirely sure I've ever heard them have like a serious conversation. Like it's just, but it's like it's just they're the best. I mean, they're all hilarious, and it just I don't know.
They seem
could not have.
like we're saying with like nice people. They seem like just
You're very
so nice.
genuine.
authentic. Like,
And they're on my list of like, even if you don't like the band, go to their show.
yeah.
Because like it is physically impossible to have a bad time at a Bowling for Soup show.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it just- it's-
had to tell some of my friends, I'm like, oh, there's Bowling for Soup, and they're like, what songs do they play? And I'm like, you know these songs, like you
You
know.
absolutely have. You've been drunk at a bar screaming their lyrics
Yeah.
before. You
Yeah.
don't fucking front. Like
There's
stop playing.
Yeah, it's like 1985, and so I was like, I don't know that. I'm like, you're lying. You're
Yeah.
lying.
Seriously, like my brother in Christ, stop lying.
I was literally texting one of my group chats, and I'm like, oh yeah, 1985. They're like, I've never heard that song. And like my other friends were like, you are fucking lying right now. You've heard this song.
You either were not alive at the time it was out,
like they're older
or
than me. Like they
like,
know.
oh, no.
They
There's
would
no
know.
way.
Yeah, they're faking the funk. Yeah, fuck
But
that.
then like
That-
I was like, oh, you know the Texas song? They're like, which one? And I like sent it to them. They're like, oh, I know this one. I'm like, but you don't know 1985. Like, I feel like there's a
Yeah.
cognitive disconnect going on here, and I don't know
1000%.
how this happened.
Yeah, that's honestly you're hanging out with dishonest people.
I also
And
love
I don't want
that
that for you.
they eventually recorded Stacy's mom, because like so many people just thought, I don't know if it started with like LimeWire or Kazaa or like
think so, yeah.
somebody just like mistitling it, as like Bowling for Soup, Stacy's mom. And so like they just got, for 20 years, they had people like that thought they sang that song. And so they finally just covered it. And now they're like, well, now at least when you search for it, like you'll get it. Yeah.
I will say, I didn't know it was by Fountains of Wayne, probably at least until like 5 years ago. And if I'm being 100% honest,
I remember how like I thought Fountains of Wayne was a super weird name, but somehow Bowling for Soup was less weird. I don't know. Like it always stuck out. I was like,
feels like
as I'm saying that, I'm like, why was that the name that stuck out? Yet Bowling for Soup was like totally fine. Think twice about that one.
Yeah, like you never question it. You're just like, Fountains of Wayne, that's weird as shit. Bowling for Soup, done.
Totally normal.
All in.
like fucking did it.
I think if I see a band on a Warped Tour lineup, I go, that's a real band name. And if I don't see it on a Warped Tour lineup, it's not a real band name. Like that could be anybody. Like, what the fuck is a Lumineer? Who gives a shit? They're not on Warped Tour. I don't fucking care.
Honestly, facts. I heard that and I was like, yeah, fuck, and all that stomp clapping, fuck out of here.
Yeah. A Lumineer sounds like a lighting fixture at a wedding for like a really rich white woman.
It's like that. It's like,
it sounds like the kind, like if I heard Lumineer, I'd be like, okay, this is kind of like the bearded hipster who's going to tell me at the bar why I should be drinking a certain IPA. And honestly, I'm too fucking exhausted to hear it.
It's like, bitch, I'm drinking a vodka Red Bull. Like, I'm not switching.
Seriously. Yeah,
No, they're drinking moonshine secretly after like everyone just like
I
smuggled
actually
it
distilled
in.
this moonshine on my home.
I feel like I need now. I feel like I need now like a Lumineers and like Lumiere or whatever from Beauty and the Beast mashup.
Yeah. Lumineers, but in
if we
French
could
now.
get
The Lumieres.
Oh man,
no.
if we can
Cover
get
band coming
AI, get an AI to fucking
God
sing the
damn it,
Lumiere
yeah.
songs. Like,
Someone's got to do it.
Let's fucking
Somebody's
do
got
it.
to do it.
Then you're gonna get bullied about doing AI, and you're like, no. This
No,
is for the
fuck 'em.
bit.
No,
This is
fuck
for
'em.
the
Yeah,
bit.
this is
This
for the
isn't
bit.
legitimate at all.
Yeah,
There was
not,
not to talk about a podcast on a podcast, but I don't know if you guys like or have anybody's listened to the Strike Force 5 podcast. It's the like all the late night show hosts have a podcast that like they're doing to like raise money to pay like their writers and stuff during the strike and all that stuff. But there was a one where I think it was John Oliver that was hosting that one that like did like he took everybody's for like the ad read, he took everybody's voices and just put them into AI and like had them read the ad that they didn't record. and played it back to them. Incredible. And they were just like, holy shit. Like if you need to know now why they're fighting so hard against AI, it's because of this.
Yeah.
But then they like on the podcast because Ryan Reynolds was one of the sponsors, and he was like, hey, can you send me that, like the thing he recorded, and I'll feed that in, and we'll just make Ryan Reynolds say a bunch of like terrible like death to America and just like try to make him like the least likable person ever. I don't know. I highly recommend it. It's worth listening.
Shit. Honestly,
yeah, Ryan Reynolds canceled.
Yeah.
John Oliver is for the people.
Yeah,
let's just say that right now.
I love that dude.
What a fucking treasure!
He just never cared. Like he could not care less. He's just like, what are they going to do? Sue me? Probably, but it's fine.
Yeah, we'll be like, it was
HBO money right now.
He's got that age. Well, yeah, that's the thing. He was like
the moment.
they asked him at some point about like his lawyers and like what what he was getting sued for. It's like, I suppose I'll know when we're back in the office. Yeah.
That's for future John to worry about. Like, present John is good. But yeah, like we were talking about like good people. Like I would be remiss if I didn't like mention like some good people that we know that have just kind of like capitalized on like their success and like their opportunity in catching lightning in a bottle. But I'll just use this opportunity to just be like, shout out to Loveless. Like those are some of the homies.
Yeah. Hell yeah,
like,
man.
They're literally the nicest group of people, like fucking ever. Honestly.
And that's one of those things that like, there's so many people that like to talk shit, be like, oh, you just got like lucky on TikTok and whatever. It's like, bro, you know how many thousands of hours went into that luck?
Yeah,
you know,
like
how much you've got to, like it's just insane. And then again, they were ready.
Like,
I mean, they were ready to kill it.
Like he popped off, and we were like, it finally started taking. I'm like, hey, Brian, like he's going, like they're going.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
It was so rewarding to see that happen. Like Julian's they're both the nicest dudes in the world. Julian was actually like in studio with us with Tyler, our producer, the first time we were out recording in LA, because he used to work with Tyler doing like, vocal edits and stuff. And he helped us co-write one of our songs. It's just the nicest dude. Like could not have happened to a better group of guys.
Yeah. Better group of dudes. And then Dylan is actually from our hometown of Houston. And like, what's weird is that like, he and I know so many people. Like the last time they were in town, we were hanging out, and then like, we're at the bar, and then I know all the bartenders at the venue, and he knows all of them. I'm like, wait, how the fuck do you know this person? He's like, they're my buddy from like.
And he used to work the door at bars that like you and I go to all the time. It's like how many times did he check our ID? It's like that level of like, I don't know, just small.
It's wild. World. It's a small world, but I was just like, we were talking about good people, and I was like, fuck, like I just got to give them some love because I absolutely adore them. I think they're fucking amazing people, and they write fucking killer songs. And their live shows, insane, just shreds. Yeah, they crush.
Now that you've said that, Dylan has the most door guy guitarist energy I've ever seen. Now that I'm like putting that together, like he just looks like a door guy who also plays guitar, and I'm like, fuck yeah, somebody you wouldn't fuck with. Right, exactly.
Like whatever you say, sir, it's fine.
Yeah, he's got that like face, and he's got that energy about it when he's like playing, and he's like just focused and in. And then it's just interesting because Julian is just so like out there and like Joker energy shit.
It's funny. Like if you think about it, it's like the goth girlfriend and the golden retriever boyfriend energy.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. That's it.
There it is. Nailed it.
That's the main audio cut from this podcast is going up. We'll tag Loveless and be like, hey.
I gotta they did Lala up here, and they did a little after show at the venue that we do emo night at. So I just like was like, hey, I want to go to that Loveless show on Saturday, and they were like, cool, just walk up, we got you. And I kept messaging Julian like, hey, so I'm the only 6 foot tall man in the room. Like everyone else is shorter and a woman. So help. And I was like, yo, like I'm hanging out a little bit if you get a chance to like pop out and say hi. And of course he's like, no, like there's too many fucking girls here, like
He's like,
screaming.
it's game over for me, homie, if I ever leave this green room.
It was also like Lollapalooza in Chicago was just the most rancid energy among people, and these shows don't even get started until 11 p.m. and there's just
Like
the
the
weirdest
after shows.
motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And so it was a very weird vibe in the venue, and I think that was like kind of like affecting everything
What-
else.
what venue?
It was
Sub
T.
T.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, he still came out when they're all like leaving. He's like, man, it's been a day. And I was like, well, it's good to see you, and enjoy wherever you got to go now. I was like, damn, man, like it's just an intense time. And I'm like, you're obviously having so much success, and I'm really happy for it all. And also, yeah, I absolutely get that you're just like, sometimes you just need a second, man. You like got to breathe it in and be like, there's a lot going on.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think when anytime like we connect with them, it's always just like, you know, we try to like understand and respect the dynamic and just be like, all right, cool. Like, we get that you're busy. We get that right now. Like, while we're trying to be social, you're actually kind of on the clock right now. Like, you're working. So like, we'll be like, hey, we're hanging out over here. We'll do this. Like, we'll catch up for a few minutes, but we'll give you your space to do your thing. And I think if nothing else, like something that I think is a point of pride for our band is that we've been very like, as far as like fostering like the right types of relationships, we've been very like good at that. Like we still are like intentional with like the things that we need to do and like kind of the business stuff, but like we have found when it's appropriate to kind of like broach that subject or to talk about these things, but then also like balance between being like friends and social, and then like thinking, okay, cool. Well, how do we respect their time, respect their space, but still like figure out how we can do what we need to do to kind of like move forward and like ask for support in the moments where we need it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I think it comes out of, you know, like being both of us having done this for so long, right? Like, I think so many people that don't tour or haven't like toured, like, don't really get how taxing that is. Like, they think you're just like, oh, you play a show at like, you know, 11 p.m. So like you're free all day. And it's like, no, not really. And also like, I've got shit to do that's not like hang out with people all day. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying there aren't people, you know, like plenty of people hanging and stuff, but it's just like so many people expect that like you're going to be able to like make time for them when you're in their city. And it's like, if I do that every day, like when am I going to do the things I have to do? Like, when is there time for like, you know, just, I feel like so many people get a bad rap for like, you know, not, or so many people get bent out of shape and they're like, oh, I can't believe they didn't like something. And it's like, you know, they got to take time for them, right? If they don't take time for them, there's no them, right? And then it's not, you know, not around.
You got to go to somebody's like office job and be like, hey, I'm outside, like
Let
come and
me
hang
in.
out.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I gotta file my reports. You know, I gotta type in my data. I can't
The
just come
TPS
outside and hang
reports.
out right now. Yeah, my TPS is my
Yeah.
T's, my P's, and my S's.
Oh,
I gotta get
no.
them done.
Yeah, that or my 8 bosses will come and tell me about it.
Yeah. So it's like I actually kind of realized this during like Lollapalooza week 2 when I saw Jared Leto performing, and I was like, wait a minute. Everybody thinks Jared Leto is the weirdest fucking guy of all time, but he's literally just a dude who's been famous since he was like 17. Like he has a life that we'll never understand. He has an experience that we'll never be able to empathize with. And then we're out here just like, why the fuck is this guy so weird? Because he's had a different life than we've led.
He does
Yeah.
have a cult, though.
He doesn't have a cult, at
Brian?
least not that we are going to talk about. The point is,
Look,
that doesn't forgive and it doesn't forget. I'm just saying that,
like
obviously,
you,
as a
We
fan,
know he's the Joker,
As
okay?
a fan, Joker energy, literally. As a fan, there's also like that side of it where you go like, you're doing a job and you're having an experience that I mean, obviously, like our friends, our fans, or whomever are like, oh my God, that's really cool. I want to like hang out with you. I want to see you. I want to like, you know, get some time with you. And it's like, yeah, that's not what it's hard to like divide that and be like, this is not what this time is for and all that. But it's not to say that like we don't fucking like you. It's to say,
especially,
yeah,
like,
I got shit to do.
especially
it's
now.
a wonderful problem to have. Like,
Yes.
but I think what could happen is and trust, we have not been fortunate enough to have that level of success yet, but to be able to comfortably like draw boundaries and say like, hey, like I only have enough like social energy to like do this one thing. So like you asking for this time, like I get it, I appreciate it, I appreciate you, like, but we've got to, sometimes when I come through, it's just not going to be that. Like I'm not going to be able to like give you the thing that you're looking for, which is like, at least I would imagine from their perspective, just like all this time, attention, and affection. Is like sometimes you're just not in the place to provide that.
1,000%. Yeah. That's why it's just like, just say like, hey, I'm around at X, let me know, and then just leave it, So, but I think now too, it's also like, there's so many, like with meet and greets and stuff, like it's a whole day thing. Right. And not like even not just the ones like if you do like paid meet and greet before, but like there's like the main does like meet and greets after the show. And like, that's their whole thing. It's like, we're never going to charge you for this, but like after every show, they're outside by the bus or wherever they can be for like, an hour or more. And it's like, I applaud them for that. Cause it's just like, I don't know how many days, like when I was on tour, I was like, the last thing I want to do right now is go like sit and talk to people for an hour and have what I'm sure is the same conversation you had 30 nights in a row. And it's just like, I don't know. I appreciate, especially the bands that do that and are just so like chill about it. They're just like, it's a social, you actually make a connection with your fans rather than just kind of keep the thing. But, sometimes it's, like, I understand the like paid beforehand one where it's like, it makes more sense to do it that way. And then there's people like, I still remember when like Brendan Urie was on Broadway, they like, people were like, why don't you come out like to the, the guardrail after the thing, like with all the other cast members? It's like, cause every time I open the door, y'all just scream in my face. It's just a bunch of people screaming at the top of their lungs. And it's like, there's no way to have a conversation or any pleasant interaction. So it doesn't make, and I was like, yeah, that's a problem I never would have thought of.
I would be doing the exact same thing.
Right.
Yeah. I'd be screaming
it's like Beatles, or Taylor Swift or something where it's just like, just all people honestly, know how to do is just noise.
Yeah. I aspire to be that iconic. Like that's a problem I want to have. So please, if you're
it's a good
hearing
problem
this,
to have. Yeah.
Please scream in my face.
Yeah, stand outside of Noma's door, and the second he walks outside, just yell at the top of your lungs and don't relent.
Like somebody could like pay for like a cameo version of that.
I mean,
I'm going to pay regular people to just send me a video of them screaming and then place the phone next to my head.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. So, way back in the day, I had this. My old band had this manager that was, he was the embodiment of fake it till you make it. Gag. But so we were playing this one show, and then he was like, you know what? I'm going to hire a film crew that's going to walk around with MTV lanyards to like fucking say like MTV's coming to like film your show or whatever. But I was like, this is so fucking cringe. Like, I hate this. Holy shit. But we fucking committed to the bit.
I don't think I've ever known that story.
Yeah, no, I'm not proud. I'm not proud of that by any means.
If that happened today, I feel like people would be very confused because of the content that's on MTV. But then I feel like if you had the right people there, they would immediately be on social, being like, "Guys, MTV's gonna go back to doing music videos, and it's gonna start this whole wave."
Yeah, no, it was absolute fucking nonsense. And also on MTV, they're like, "Wait a minute, like this is on MTV. Where's Rob Dyrdek?"
Yeah,
because if he's not
ridiculousness at all.
This is the like 50th season of ridiculousness.
Yeah, it's contractually required to be on every show. It's just,
I believe it. They play that, and then like one episode of Teen Mom, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Basically,
Teen Mom.
Where is Robin?
I forgot that was
like I miss all of that. Like that would be fucking.
Didn't Didn't
Remember
Big die?
Remember that?
Oh, that explains it.
Did he?
One of them died, I'm pretty sure.
Not
Yeah.
Rob.
It's definitely not
It
Rob.
wasn't Rob.
Gotta be big.
Because you remember Anoma?
Oh, no,
we were
I'm so-
at like
I'm fucking
Anoma and I
sad now.
were at the Galleria, which is our mall, like in Houston. Oh damn! I didn't know he died. Y'all are right.
Confirmed on the
And
podcast.
confirmed,
Sorry,
yeah,
Noma.
confirmed on the
I know I
podcast.
was about to like have a moment.
I'm
But we were
kinda
like we
what
were
the
walking
fuck?
somewhere and somebody called Anoma and I Robin Pig because I guess I was dressed emo-ish and I was just like, bro. But then we were like, we almost were that for Halloween one year just to
That
double
would've been
down
cute,
on that
funny.
guy. But it was
well, I mean, shit. Let's bring it back this year.
that
man.
was the year
Yeah.
that was the year we played that like Halloween show and I was like, I can't commit to that because you won't be on stage with me and then I'm just a dude. Why am I just randomly Rob Deerdeck? And then I wound up
Why
not
wouldn't
dressing
you
up.
be?
And then I wound up not dressing up at all. And I was like,
that show was litty though. That was a fun
it was
day.
a cool show. It was a cool show. It was like the best
Like,
of both worlds. It was in Dallas and it was like, there were 2 tours that came to Dallas for one day and combined. And it was like All Time Low, Boys Like Girls, We the Kings, Cobra Starship. No. Was Cobra Starship on it? I think Cobra Starship was on it.
That's a ass lineup.
Yeah, basically.
It was-
So
it was the main-
Hey Monday was the main was there versus Emerge. And like the Hey Monday was on the tour, but they had like a one-off that they had to like fly to Japan for or something that day. And so we basically just got their spot opening the show. So still need to shout out Hey Monday for not being at that show because that allowed us to play. That allowed us to play at doors to like 1,000 people in a 5,000 cap room or whatever. But still,
Still rad.
still cool.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
you realize
that was a
how big those places are.
fucking good day. Also, shout out to Hey Monday. Like, shout out to Mike. Like, that's the homie.
Yeah,
Like,
those dudes.
what's funny is that he actually played the guitar solo in our song "Don't Stop." Like, was a solo that like he's been a homie of mine. So I was
that
like,
shred at the end.
Hell
yeah, that's all him. So
Well, hey, Monday.
Hey, Monday, come
It
on
all
the podcast,
it all
cowards.
comes back full circle.
full circle. Oh, and Julian helped us write that song. So there it is.
Need to have a mega pod panel one day with just everybody, and it's like, hey.
Just put
Yeah,
everybody
bro.
that's worked with you in a room together and be like, we're
Honestly,
making it.
if you did like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon for like our
Yes.
band, like it would pretty much cover the entire like scene in the industry and like performing artists.
Yes.
Like it's weird because like this is not a flex at all, but like we know enough people like from everyone in our band. We all know someone who knows someone who knows someone who's worked with like all of these people. So there's some sort of way that we can like be interconnected with pretty much anyone who's doing anything in the scene right now. Like, which is fucking
That
wild
is
thing to really
it's
think
a
about.
flex.
Yeah, it's a flex.
It reminds
But
me of that like the meme of like how do you have so many friends or whatever? And then it's like we all attempted the music industry together.
Yeah.
It's like just
Honestly, fucking facts.
It's like we're all bozos.
we all had the
Frankly, yeah.
same bad idea and
And we thought it'd be fun.
wrote it
Yeah.
out for a decade.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah, y'all. Do you remember that Tiger King meme when he said, "I'm never going to be able to financially recover from this"?
Yes.
That's basically what it's like to be in a band. Like
Yeah.
when that
1,000%.
hit, and people were like, "Oh, this is like just for being in a band," I was like, I've never resonated with a piece of content from the internet so fucking
More.
hard.
yeah.
Like, holy shit!
Yeah, that's
Like,
the thing.
that was
It's like people don't think about like, especially when like if you're touring and stuff, like how expensive it is. Like not just like recording, mixing, mastering, all that stuff is expensive. But then like you got to buy a van and you got to get like nice stuff gear. And it's like my old band broke up. We were almost like $40,000 in debt.
Mhm.
Oh
It's
my
like,
God.
what do we even, and the last like while we were around was just because like we were trying to recoup some of that debt. We're like, well, maybe.
Yep.
And it's just like, if that's the reason we're making music, do we like hate doing this now? And we're just trying to make money. Like, let's maybe not. But yeah, it's just one of those things that like, and that was, like buying a van and trailer and all that sort of stuff,
Oh, yeah.
all that's up. And we
Look, I
unloaded some of that, but
did all that shit, and I was like, we're gonna be the biggest shit. And I just was like, I've lost so much money and I have to have a day job to cover for all the money that I'm spending on a band that I'm supposed to love. But now I fucking hate all you guys because you guys spent all the money. And then I like am talking with the same band. Like we're working on like cover band shit now. And luckily only one of them listens to this podcast. So he'll be the only one who's like, yeah. And the rest of them will be like, wait, what? And I didn't listen to the episode. But it's just like, yeah, they're like, oh, we got to like buy lights and we got to do this shit. It's like, brother, my friend, stop it. Just stop. You need to recover. You need to take time. You need a little bit of therapy. You need to recover from this belief system that by spending money on lights and a van and all this shit, that the band is going to do better. Like,
maybe just be better.
It's not. And it's not. Like,
yeah. Like, honestly, like, don't fucking hit the road or honestly, I'm telling you, I'm saying this now. Like if you're a small band, stay the fuck home, make content. Like
stay in your little vicinity and stay there for a bit.
Honestly, make content, be consistent, like put out cool shit and like play locally, but like don't fucking think that you have to like get on the road and drive around and play for like 3 people. Because you're going to burn through all your fucking money. You're going to end up hating the band that you're in. Like, but if y'all can figure out how to create interesting content and like do it consistently and then like actually work on the songs. Don't fucking just have bullshit songs. But like, if you can build like a system where all of you are like contributing, creating like really cool content and like have an idea of how you're going to grow, like you'll probably, and if you're consistent, more than anything, if you're consistent, you'll probably outlast 98, 99% of all fucking bands out there.
Oh, yeah.
True.
Like just be consistent and improve consistently and you'll be good.
Yeah.
That's all it is. You'll outwork 99% of people who are fucking trying to do this. Because most people who try to do this just run their fucking mouths so they can get the little dopamine hit that people like, oh, they're doing something. It's like, no, but if you consistently do it, even on the days where you don't fucking feel like it, like you will more than likely be successful. Because all the people who put in the time are the people you think are like overnight success. They're literally the person who, rather than going to the bar that night, decided, you know what, let me just hang out and like work on this song, or let me work on this piece of content, or let me go back through this demo idea that I had. They've put in the hours so that when you finally see it, it looks easy, but you don't really fucking get how much time went into the shit that you're listening to. Like, it's fucking wild. And I think just us being artists now and like y'all being like, you know, podcasters and content creators, like you can appreciate the fact that like when something goes well, you're like, man, I can, like, it may not even be the thing that I like, but I can respect what's being presented because I know how fucking hard it is to kind of make that happen.
So true. Fire.
It's also like if you keep doing it, you'll live long enough to either become like a dad indie rock star or an EDM artist. So you really kind of win either way.
Just trying to get everybody into a Joker moment.
Honestly, that's what I want. I just want to keep like making music and like being in the scene to where either I can be a DJ or like do like a 20-year anniversary tour. That's all I want.
I mean, we're in Texas now, so it's like I'll go to country. You know.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's the fallback.
I don't want to say that seems like a very easy path, and it seems like it seems to be working. It's like how everybody in a band became an EDM DJ in like 2008, 2010. But also, like, yeah, you might as well. Like, there's no shade in doing country now because it's massive
really
and there's
isn't.
no
It's
one
also
doesn't want it.
It's like butt rock country too. So you're still like there in that genre.
How do we get Hunter Buttrock?
Hunter Buttrock win.
Honestly, that'd be fucking rad.
I'm sure we've got it in us.
Oh
You put out one song and then suddenly that's the one that hits. And then you have to commit to the bit, and then you're gonna be like opening for Jelly Roll, and you're gonna be like, "Hey guys, so it was a joke."
Yeah, we did that for the story.
Yeah,
it's like,
and it worked.
Yeah, this is now the prison we built.
It's like, okay, go, and they're I remember seeing them for the first time, and they like didn't play their single. They just played it through the PA and did the dance. Cause like their whole thing was like the video and like the dance to the video. And so it's like, now you put yourself where like you're in a spot that you don't even play your biggest song. You just dance to your biggest song because you're known for the dance that you do to the song more than you are for like the song itself, which was a jam. You know, it's just committed hard. But then they got like, they somehow kept, they kept one upping it because every video they did was sick. So
yeah, that is fucking wild.
So I know you just had a new single come out, and we did the thing where we always do it, is that we almost always forget to talk about the new music. But here we are talking about it.
Sure.
Let's bring up your new music. That's not a butt rock song. That's an actual Haunter.
Now listen, what if we did a butt rock challenge if you butt rockify the new Haunter song?
Oh God.
Actually,
oh God.
I mean, we could probably, that's an interesting
Listen,
idea.
just get Our Last Night to do one bad cover and you're good.
Oh my gosh.
Done for the Goo Goo Dolls.
In my brain, it's like, I'm picturing like, y'all remember Creed Shreds? Like you remember those videos?
Yeah.
Like that's like,
I would
need a Haunter
losing my
Shreds
shit to that right now.
like just,
No, we'll just make an AMV,
that.
bring it back.
Oh my girl, don't look. The AMVs, like
My friends found my old AMVs on my YouTube account one night when we were out at a bar, and then they were like, "Do you remember this?" I'm like, "I do. That's why I never wanted you to find it."
unfortunately, yes.
It's a lot of Evanescence.
Of course it is.
Right? That just seems so on brand.
Yeah, it was that in Jonas Brothers, but it was like the Jonas Brother, like the stories people would make. It was a very niche part of the internet because my friends kept pulling up ones. They're like, "Is this you?" And they would do process of elimination. They're like, "Oh, I know it's fucking you. There's Joe Jonas on it."
He's like, don't anyone look for this. Don't find it. Anyway, but if you did go looking for it, here's how you would know. And here's how you can see it.
This is me. That's
it's like by process of elimination, this is what it is.
The internet is unfortunately forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God.
One of them has over like 10,000 views. I have no
God.
idea how.
So Lizzie's your AMV artist for this new single, which
honestly,
try talking about
Listen,
it.
I torrented all of those clips and everything, so we could torrent the clips again for this new music video that we're gonna make
clips.
for your new single.
I would honestly fucking love it because I think this song, if there was any song to have an AMV to it, it would be this one. I'm dead ass. Like it absolutely would. It's so fucking massive sounding. I'm just like, yeah, this could be this could be on the soundtrack for something. So I'm fucking with it.
Yeah, it's a jam. I mean, we're excited. So I guess the song's called Untouchable. It's out October 5th. But it's like one of all of our favorite songs. Video we shot is, I don't know, way higher production quality than anything I've done in any of my other bands. That's for sure. I still am like baffled at what like Anoma and everybody was put together. Like it's so sick. I just can't wait. We've been sitting on it for a while, and it's like I cannot tell you how excited we are to like release it, into the wild.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna front. Like I will say this with my whole ass chest. It is without a doubt my favorite song we have ever done. Period. Don't get me wrong, we still have some fucking bangers in the tank. Like the clip is far from empty, but this song means the most to me. It's the most. I think it's one of Lucy's strongest vocal performances. And I just really feel like if you're anyone who's fucking thought about like dreaming bigger than their circumstances, like you're gonna find something in the song to fucking connect with.
Yeah, that's the thing too. The message, the message of the song, I love too.
There's this moment in the song, like it's towards the end, and like every time I hear it, like I'm not even gonna front with y'all. Like every time I hear it, like I literally like tear up because I can't fucking believe that like me and my fucking unhinged nonsense found 3 other people to fly across the country, work with the most amazing producer in the fucking world, and write this song. I'm like, what? How the fuck did I pull this off? And I've just been so lucky to kind of think about it. I'm so fucking fortunate to do what I do, even at the level that we're at. And we're a baby band. We're not like fucking household names or anything like that. But to be able to get away with doing cool shit and have moments like this, it's a fucking win. Throw a W in the chat. Like we're fucking crushing it. We're fucking crushing it. Untouchable is I'm fucking super proud of that. I'm not even gonna lie. Like that, I'm gonna talk my shit. I fucking love that song.
I'm also just excited to finally be able to like post the photos from that shoot, because like we're in all whites. It's very like Backstreet's Back. Like it's a look, man. And like
of it just yesterday.
Yeah, we just started the tease yesterday.
Yeah, I was like, these photos look fire. These photos are great.
I'm so stoked.
Yeah,
on it.
we're super fucking lucky, and I don't know this band. I'm like, they for some reason trust me, like, which is honestly mistake number one. Like, and
it hasn't led us astray yet.
Yeah, but nothing about this seems trustworthy. I am not well.
That is where the art comes from. That's the art comes from.
Yeah,
that's not to glorify being unwell, but it is to say, like, I mean,
it helps a lot.
The more tortured the artist, the better the art.
Yeah.
The more Delulu you are, the further you can go.
Don't Kurt Cobain, but.
Oh wow! What the
I'm just saying.
No, I'm not even gonna go there. Never mind.
I'm just saying. Okay, the more torture the artist, but then you're like, oh, where's Nirvana? When's Nirvana's new record coming out? Okay, so the most torture the artist, maybe a little bit less.
Hey,
maybe take care of yourself, but also,
unfortunately, though, also one of the best things like that can happen for the success of the artist dying. Like in terms of
people are like, hey,
well, there's, not like as a grand scheme, but like there's so many times where there's like an unknown something, and then somebody dies, and then like they start selling like millions of records or whatever. And
my 10-year plan is
part of it.
to Amy my Winehouse, and
then
oh my god, what the fuck?
Anyway, I hope everyone's okay.
Edit PSA out there. We do not endorse any of this.
No one should be.
In no way, shape, or form. It's also,
I do think that there is a level of unhingedness, and I think it's more creativity than anything. I think it's more like putting like feeling comfortable putting yourself out there and feeling like I have something that I want to say, I have something I want to create, and there's nothing that can stop me from doing that, and I'm just gonna fucking go. And that's the unhinged that's good. Yeah,
there's this. So like I text our producer like from time to time. Like he's a close friend of mine. His name is Tyler, and he's super fucking talented. I mean, he's done Falling on Reverse, I Prevail, Bless the Fall, Lights, Skillet.
Dude got nominated for a freaking Grammy. Like it's just nuts. That's my like I just
Wait, Hunter Skillet crossover when?
Oh my god,
bro! Don't threaten me with a good time.
You guys go.
Was he trying to make Skillet
instead of EDM, indie rock, your 10-year reunion or country, you go into Christian rock.
Look, honestly, if that shit pays, I'll fucking do it.
Hey, yeah, somebody's got to do it. I'll
do that shit in a heartbeat.
I mean, there were so many. There was a while there where that was the like market of like, it's like kind of like going to country and then transitioning to mainstream. Like Taylor Swift was like, I'll be successful. It's like John Mayer writing like a killer pop record, blowing up, and he's like, now I'm playing jazz. Fuck it. Like y'all already love me. Now I'm doing whatever I want.
Now he plays with Dead and Company,
the Grateful Dead. Yeah.
He does like dad rock now.
Yeah, but he's just like, I'm like one of the best guitar players that ever lived. So like, I just do whatever the fuck I want, and I respect the hell out of that. So it's. Yeah, that's. I still remember. Part of that was like being in like youth groups and stuff. The kid, like they would always like all the bands that would like feel like would try the Christian thing and then like try and pivot it. And I was like, I see what you're trying there. Like it's not as smooth as you think.
Like,
yeah, but fuck it, I do fucking Christian rock, man. Like Humble Beginnings, man. Amberlin, straight up. Like I'm all about that shit.
But then there are also those bands that are like Christians in a band, but not a Christian band, but they got looped into that thing, and then it's like,
well, Paramore was looped into that for a really long time, and they're still trying to fight a lot about it too.
yeah, it's just one of those, it's a double-edged sword always.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Paramore for like literally defining like all genres. Like you try to put them in a box, and like
just shout out to Paramore.
Just
Period.
Yeah, just
General shout out.
shout out.
It's
Yeah, without Haley Williams, we are truly lost.
Haley,
I believe that.
If you need just like a man to
She has Taylor York. Don't worry.
Yeah. Let's
to shoot my shot at all times.
I mean, I think Zach Farrow is single. You could try him.
So your single comes out on October 5th, and we're very excited
speaking
for
of
it.
single,
And yeah, speaking of single, yours.
yeah. Ours
It's like, of
comes
course,
out.
we've already like brought it up.
who's winning the transition award now?
It's always me.
We're all losing.
Every time Brian has to hear me do a transition minimum of 1 time per episode, he dies a little bit inside.
Oh boy.
When they're good, they're good. When they're not, I go, what the fuck? What the fuck?
When are they not good?
So your single comes out, and
Oh fuck.
yeah, is the video dropping the same day as the single?
Yeah. We're gonna do slightly tiered. Like obviously the song drops at midnight, and then we'll do a premiere and a live stream at like 10 in the morning, just because fuck it, we're gonna be up anyway. Let's just fucking go. Like I'm so pumped. Like I'm so fucking excited. We worked so fucking hard on this one. Like, and I think it'll show. I think like when people watch it or when our fans see it, they're gonna realize like, oh wow, like they're going for it. Like they're really trying to lean in.
I'm also just stoked that we will now have a music video that I'm in, which is nice.
Yay!
I miss I want to having a family emergency like the basically day before we were supposed to shoot our first music video. I was just like, yo, y'all, hi.
Gotta go.
I was like, I know there's like 80 people involved in this thing, and I got so I just like just shoot without me. We're good. Yeah. In retrospect, I wish we could have gotten like a cardboard cutout and just like put me in the background.
Yeah.
In the background.
Honestly, I should have just
no time.
I should have just taped your name on the fucking laptop that we were using. So anytime it panned over, it could have said, "Hi, Mike."
Yeah, that's all. But
hindsight being 2020. But I'm super pumped.
We'll wrap this whole thing up in a minute, but I have to talk apparently more about suicide before we do that. I'm kidding.
Wow.
I also love the last podcast I did before this was like a mental health podcast. So like,
yeah, we're a mental destruction podcast.
It's nice.
Actually.
It's nice to know that we can cover both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah. On the first podcast, you talked about healing. Now we're just talking about burning it all to the ground. It's about balance.
You can't heal if you don't break first, right? So
you can't heal if you don't feel, and a part of feeling is making a joke out of yourself.
Was that stereotherapy? Is that the podcast you did?
No, it was
it was the empty
I'm sure there's
space
a bunch
podcast.
of them. Yeah, an empty space.
Yeah. Okay, well then delete what I just said, Lizzie. I don't want to give free promo.
Wow.
to literally a friend of mine. Because I know that I have a friend who's doing a mental health podcast called Stereotherapy. Who
that's awesome.
They talk about mental health. So if you ever
That's also a cool. That's also a cool title. No, like I'm all for it. It's like I feel like that was one of the points I made. Is like a lot of shitty things to come out of COVID, right? But like I think one of the best things is like people started like openly talking about like not being okay, right? And like going to therapy and doing whatever, and it just like now we're at least at a part where we acknowledge like mental health in society. So it's progress, right? I mean, still a long way to go, but
I'm acknowledging it in a problematic way. But
I mean, acknowledgement's the first step.
Yes, it's about awareness.
Yeah, the only good thing about therapy is that I've made my therapist very rich. I am pretty.
Who amongst us hasn't?
Like, I'm pretty sure that I'm paying her kids' college tuition right now because I've got problems.
just on retainer at this point.
Oh yeah, for sure. If you can't text your therapist in the middle of the day, then what the fuck are you doing?
I can't, but
I absolutely do.
I mean, I could, but he'd be like, "Hey, yo, maybe you should like go check in somewhere." It's like, not trying to do that. Not trying to do that, homie.
No.
Yeah, like I'm gonna need you not to speak so loudly through my phone, sir.
But I did want to ask, like, obviously, you are, I think, like, I see you making content like every day. Like, there's like always a new Haunter TikTok, always a new Haunter reel, always a new Haunter Instagram post across my feed. And like, how do you feel about like making a music video, right? Like a big piece of thing. And you're like, I want to make this big production. And how then do you also like make the individual pieces of it in like the shorter form content? And like, how does that feel to like do both and divide it up? Because I think that like the bands used to be like, I'm making one video, I'm gonna promote the shit out of the video, that's it, and then I'm never gonna do anything else again. Yeah, like how do you divide that all up, I guess?
I think for us, like it's just kind of leaning in and just understanding like, hey, like almost pretty much everything we fucking do is like a piece of content of some sort. And just once you get into that mentality, it's very easy to just kind of like look at things like, let's say the music video, cool. Like it's broken up into like 4 parts. We have like first verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge. And then you just kind of think, okay, cool. Like I can chop these little moments up into like little 15-second intervals, like, and keep recycling the same content with like different captions, trying different like things, or aligning it with different sort of things that are happening in pop culture. And so like where you see like, oh, you're posting a lot, like all I'm really doing is just kind of like spending a few days with like Lucy or the band, and we spend a few hours filming stuff, and we just kind of keep recycling things and trying new like hashtags or new like captions or something to try to like find a moment where it will just kind of connect with the right audience. Because I mean, I get it, filming shit every fucking day is exhausting. But if you are sit there and think, okay, cool, we can spend 1 or 2 days a month where we do like 3 hours a day and like really lean in and film these certain parts of the song, you just kind of keep testing things, and then you find like the stuff that works. Like that's how we figured out like Risk It All was the bridge, or not the bridge, but the pre-chorus to Risk It All. Like, I don't know what it is, but TikTok
outperforms the chorus. Yeah. It's just like of all the things, you know.
But
maybe there's just a bunch of pre-chorus fans in the world. Yeah, exactly. Like you.
I'm a pre-chorus guy. I fucking love pre-choruses because more often than not, the pre-chorus is a better hook than the fucking chorus. It's weird, but I fucking love it when that happens. I'm like, man, I'd really love to hear that pre-chorus again. Like that should be the thing. That's the hook. But like, yeah, it's just understanding the game is like, honestly, it doesn't take that much time. If you really at least want to do the bare minimum, like 2 fucking days out of the month, and you spend a few hours like filming and lip syncs or filming like some bullshit skit that you just fucking make up out of nowhere, and you just keep trying shit. Like that's what it is. That's the consistency. You just try and fail and learn and keep trying, like, and understand that you're not going to go, or more often than not, you're not going to go viral off of one fucking thing that you do. It's just going to be like a accumulation of all the shit that you've tried, and then like it takes the right audience to find it, and
a steady stream of madness, as you like.
Yeah, honestly, if I were going to name an album, it would be a steady stream of madness. Yeah, yeah, that's all it fucking is. And you have to be kind of insane to want to do this shit. Like
it's just funny to be like in a world, because like I, having been in bands like before social media was like a big thing, right? Like there's like music videos was always the thing. Like got to be a video for everything. And like I still like in an ideal world, yeah, I'd love to shoot a video for every song, because like it just feels cool to have like a thing that you can latch onto and see that's like tangible and like like. But at the same time now, it's like it's not the pro shot content that people care about. It's the like things they can relate to. That's just you in the studio, or you just like talking to the camera or whatever else. It's like people want to relate to the people in the band, not like just see the band doing stuff, And so it's like the video's sick and I'm stoked on it. And like I said, I mean, like videos are probably my favorite part of making music in a way, but at the same time, it's like also knowing that it takes the work that like Lucy, like Anoma and Lucy especially do, like doing stuff for TikTok and all that stuff and creating like, that's just honestly far more important than the video. And like, it's it's weird to be in that world now. And it's like, I'm glad that it's there. Cause like, I feel like the whole team that worked on it just crushed it. And I'm so unbelievably excited to have it finally out in the world. Cause we've been sitting on this for a while, like the song and the video. And it's just like, it's the one that we were always just like, when are we going to do Untouchable? When are we going to do Untouchable? And it just was like, you know, the time just had to wait for the right time. And then we realized also like, that song just needs to be out. Like we can't sit on it forever. Cause at a certain point, it's too good to not be in the world. We can't just be only the four of us enjoying it. So
yeah,
thrilled
just
to finally. Go ahead.
Yeah, we were. It felt right, like because I felt that the song was special, and I was like, all right, I want us to grow to a certain point to where it makes sense for us to put it out. And then I don't know, I just kind of got to the point where I was like, where you can't be too precious with anything, like because you never really know like what's going to hit. So stop like guarding it like a secret. It's just like just put it out. Like
can't leave bullets in the chamber, right? Like can't take timeouts into halftime. Like use them. Like at a certain point you gotta like take advantage of the things you have. So I'm glad we're
we've done enough to like where I'm like, all right, like with what we know of like how to like grow on the internet and what we know of like our current fan base, like it just felt like all the things were kind of lining up, and it was just the right time.
Well, hell yeah. Where can people find it on the internet? Can they pre-save it on Spotify and all that good stuff? And where can they find all of your other madness that goes out on the internet?
So they can find us at haunterisn'treal.com. That is like the central hub. If you want to find anything related to us, haunterisn'treal.com. All of our links, all the videos, anything that you would want to know about this group of like really hot but really sad people from Houston, you'll find it there.
And that's also all of our socials are also at Haunter Isn't Real, so it should be pretty universal across the board.
Perfect. Well, I'm glad that Mike, you came back. I'm glad that we didn't scare you too much the first time.
No, anytime.
We got you. Eventually, we'll get Lucy, and we'll have everybody who has been in Haunter on the.
I will say, like, of all the podcasts we've been on, I feel like I interact with you guys more on Twitter, like just in the day to day, than anybody else, which is, always good.
That's Lizzie's stream of madness.
Yeah,
on there.
Hey, I'm on my phone. I'm scrolling mindlessly all day.
It's the worst, and also I'm like. All right,
it's just the worst. It's just the worst.
It's the worst, but you'll see news and you're like, this is the worst.
The worst.
Yeah, it's the worst, but it also gets worse.
Yeah.
Also facts. Like, I mean, never on time and chronically online.
Fuck.
I'm not
a brand. Reading.
It's a brand.
That's our whole brand is just being the worst. It's just Haunter.
Well,
the worst.
Hey, if you keep your standards low, you can't disappoint people.
Yeah, we'll never disappoint.
That's my theme and brand.
Brian.
If you're out there and you're listening, make sure that you go and you pre-save the song. Make sure that you're ready for all the action when it comes to you. You're ready for the madness. You're ready for this new era of I don't know. I'm just gonna call everything eras now because Taylor Swift made it popular. So
100%.
make sure you're checking out Haunter. Haunter Isn't Real. And to Mike and Enoma for coming on. Glad to have you back. Glad to have you on for the first time. And
glad to be in our untouchable era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Oh my God. Why did I think of that? That's fucking great. Oh man, I'm gonna be so insufferable now.
Yeah. Time to make some fucking content around that.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. I'm gonna be a fucking menace.
Aren't you always?
Oh, I can't wait.
Well, thank you all for coming on the pod.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
It's a pleasure, guys.
No, thank you so much. Thank you for having us.